Namaste. Welcome to the live session of Hanuman Chalisa. So now today this is our ninth session. We will start the session in a minute. As you know, this is a hybrid session. We will be having a physical class happening along with an online class. Please have a notebook and a pen with you. Jot down the points that we discussed. And if you have any questions, you can post them on the comment section. And I will address them during the course of the session or definitely by the end of the session. We will start the session with Om 3 times. I hope I'm audible to everyone. 𝗟𝗘𝗔𝗥𝗡 𝗟𝗵𝘂𝗎 धृतदिव्यशीलं ब्रह्माद्वयं व्यापकमव्ययं च राजाधिराजं विशदं विराजं सीताभिरामं प्रणमामि रामम् मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये श्रीगुरुचरणसरोजरज निजमनमुकुटसुधारि वरणो रघुवरविमलयश जोदायक फलचारि बुद्धिहीनतनुजानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बलबुद्धिविद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार विराज सुरेश कानन कुंडल कुंचित केशा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिवे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिवे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर I haven't taught this yet, no? Bhim, I have, I kept thinking I have, okay. Bhim रूप धरि असुर संहारे. Repeat. भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे. Okay, so now we see this is a continuation of the previous चौपाई. सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियाहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा. उसके बाद this is a continuation. भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे. As you can understand just by hearing the words, what does it mean? Bhima Rupa, with a terrifying form. Dhari, having taken. Asura Sanhare, with a terrifying form. Lord Hanuman killed many asuras. With a terrifying form, Lord Hanuman killed many asuras. Just a second, I have a feeling there is some goof up in the online thing. It's got disconnected for some reason. To go back and sorry, the internet was down, I think. So now it's back again. I hope I'm audible to everyone. Not able to see people's feedback. Okay, so we will continue. So 𝗵𝗹𝗶𝗀𝗃 Asura Sanhare Ramachandra ke Kaj Savare. What does that mean? Ramachandra, Rama whose beauty, whose glories are comparable to the Chandra. Okay, which dynasty does he belong to? He belongs to the Surya Vamsha. But he keeps getting compared to the moon. You know who first compared him to the moon? Not Shiva, not Vishwamitra. No, his mother Kaikeyi. Once when Rama was very small and he was looking out to the window, the tiny baby, his mothers, the three of them, loved to play with him. So once when he looked at the moon, he started crying. You know how babies when they see something beautiful and they want to possess it, something attractive, they'll cry and say, give me this now. Like this, he looked out of the window and started crying looking at the moon. Nobody understood why he was crying because he was very small. He couldn't say, give me this, give me this. Then they realized he's pointing at the moon and then crying. So when they saw this, then the other queens were very surprised. They were like, how can we give him the moon? We can give him anything else. So he continued to cry. Then Kaikeyi thought of a beautiful solution. You know what solution? She took a bit of water in a bowl and showed his reflection, and along with his reflection the moon was also captured there. So the boy thought, Rama thought, I've got the moon here. So he was very happy and he stopped crying, and then she started calling him. Now she looked at the beauty of Rama's face in the reflection. She looked at the beauty of the moon in the reflection. Who do you think was more beautiful and handsome to her? Rama only. So she started calling him Ramachandra. So even Chandra became qualified with Rama. That's how he got the name Ramachandra. So Ramachandra ke Kaja. Kaja refers to work. Samvare means carried on. So he carried on all the work of Rama. All the work of Rama very competently. So that is the meaning of Ramachandra ke Kaj Savare. One who carried on the work of Rama very competently. Okay, now for this 𝗵𝗹𝗶𝗀𝗃 Asura Sanhare, there is a nice story. When you hear the word Bhima, only you are put in mind of Bhima, no? Which Bhima? Pandava Bhima. So once when they were in exile, the Pandavas were in exile. I'm sure you all know the story. I'll quickly tell it. But what is the connection between him taking a terrible form and Bhima, you'll think? I'll explain the connection also. Okay, so once when they were in this forest in exile, a beautiful 𝗖𝗵𝗹𝗂𝗃. 𝗖𝗵𝗃 refers to amazing fragrance, of course. It was a kind of a lotus which had 1,000 petals. Okay, that wafted in the breeze and fell at the feet of Draupadi. She was very attracted to its fragrance and its beauty, and she told Bhima, okay, whom she considered her valorous, mighty husband, to go in search of the lotus and to get her many such lotuses. So, 𝗖𝗵𝗃𝗃 So he went looking for the pushpa. He traversed mountains, forests, rivers. He went a long distance just drawn by the smell of that amazing pushpa. Okay, he went to a place called the Kadalivana, and there on the way he found an old monkey lying on his path. The smell of 𝗖𝗵𝗃𝗃 was very strong there, so he had to cross the monkey to go to the place where he found the smell. So as he tried to cross the path, this monkey refused to budge. So Bhima said, do you know who I am? I am the great Pandava Bhima of terrific strength, terrific valor. He's called Bhima because he has terrific valor. Okay. So you have to lift your tail at least so that I can cross you and go away. I can't cross you and go. You can't cross over somebody who's lying down. You all know that, right? You should never do that at home also. When somebody is sleeping, you should never jump over them and go. If your brother is sleeping, you should move to the side and walk, or get him to move his leg and then walk. If you cross over him, it is considered bad for the person you cross over. So I can't cross over you. So please move. The monkey refused to move. So he said, okay, lift your tail at least. Monkey said, I'm too old and weak. You lift my tail for me. So now Bhima, what did he do? He, with his hands, he said, if I touch your tail with my hand, your tail will break in 4 pieces and then you will be injured for the rest of your life. Do you really want that fate? He said, it's okay. I will take the fate. You lift my tail. I'm not able to lift my tail because I'm very weak. What did Bhima do? With his hands, he tried to lift the tail. He thought it would be a very easy job, so he didn't use both his hands. He just used one little finger, thinking he'll be able to lift the tail like Govardhana mountain was lifted by Krishna. But what happened? The tail refused to move with that finger. So he took one hand and tried to budge. Didn't move. The 2 hands didn't move. Both hands, with all his might, his eyes started popping out from their sockets. Still the tail did not move. Finally, Bhima realized this must be someone special. Who is a special person? Hanuman. So he immediately said, you must be my brother Hanuman. No one else can take this kind of a form. Hanuman said, yes, it is me. I'm very happy to finally meet you. But I think there is one problem. You're too arrogant, too prideful of your own strength, which is why I wanted to teach you this lesson. But I also wanted to tell you that victory will be with you. Why? Because Rama with you is the form of Krishna. Rama, who is with you in the form of Krishna, will ensure that victory will be yours. Just like he ensured victory was his in the battle against Ravana. Okay, Ravana. Ravana battle. So now he told, okay, the Pandavas will win against the Kauravas because Krishna was on his side. And who was Krishna? None else but Rama. So he predicted victory also. Then Bhima had a request. He said, can you please show me your form? Like how Arjuna asked Lord Krishna to show him his Vishwarupa form. Bhima wanted Hanuman because Bhima had heard stories about his elder brother. He had a case of hero worship. You know how elder siblings, they always revere, respect and worship. Your younger brother will always revere and respect you. Okay. So like that, Bhima had a feeling of lot of love and respect for his elder brother. So he said, now you show me a form that you had taken when you in the battle against the Asuras. Actually, during the battle against the Asuras, Valmiki makes mention here and there, Tulsidas makes mention here and there of how Hanuman appeared very terrifying, of the Panchamukha form that he took during the battle. All these they keep mentioning, but nobody mentions how really scared he looks and the effect of it on anybody. Okay, all they mentioned was Rakshasas kept getting killed because of Hanuman's valor and his terrific form. But in the Mahabharata, there is a mention of practically the Ugra form of Hanuman that was taken. He takes for Bhima and shows him. At that time, what does he say, you know? Let me just see. The gruesome form that he took caused Bhima to react like how Arjuna reacted to the Vishwarupa form. How did Arjuna react to the Vishwarupa form?
He said,
I can't see this. Pashyami devam tavadeha dehe. First he says. Then he says, na drashtum shaknomi aham. I cannot see this form. I will not be able to take the brilliance and the luster from your form is horrible. It cannot be taken by me. Okay. So what does Bhima say here? We'll see. एवमुक्तस्तु भीमेन स्वितं कृत्वा प्लवङ्गमः तद्रूपं दर्शयामास यद्वै सागरलङ्घने. He very nicely he smiled and asked Hanuman, take the form that you took when you crossed the ocean to Lanka. Then he says, Nahi shaknomi tvam drashtum. Oh no, I can't see this form. When he took the form, this is his reaction. Oh no, I can't see this form. Diva karamevoditam, as brilliant as the sun. Okay, and not just one sun, it's like 1,000 crore rising suns, as we see in the case of Vishnu's form. Aprameyam anadrishyam Mainakamiva Parvatam. You are as huge as a Mainaka mountain. We heard about Mainaka mountain in the last class, no? When he was crossing the ocean, when he came across Mainaka, he was as big as that mountain when it's fully revealed from the seas. You are Aprameya. I am not able to describe the form. You are Anadrishya. I am not able to see your form. This was the effect of his terrific form on even Bhima. And Bhima was not at the receiving end of his Parakrama. Bhima was merely witnessing it. Imagine the plight in the minds of the Rakshasas when they saw such a horrible form of Hanuman. Okay, he looked like the sun itself in all its glory and anger. Now we come to Ramachandra ke kaaj savare. We have already seen Rama kaaj kari beko atra. That also means one who is very skilled in doing Rama's work. Okay, here 𝗟𝗘𝗔𝗥𝗡, one who is very accomplished in fulfilling Rama's work. So here the commentator draws a subtle difference between both these chaupai. The earlier one he says, okay, you talked about the earlier verse you talked about how he did many of Rama's works, like including crossing the ocean, not paying heed to Mainaka, many things he did, and then burning Lanka, so many examples we saw. So here the commentator, who is the commentator of Mahaviri? Mahaviri commentator. Homework for all of you. Go back to first class, tell me the name of the commentator, the person who wrote Mahaviri, because today we'll be seeing two of his verses, Swami Ramabhadracharya. Okay, we saw no? Now he, very nicely he's written two verses. We'll see those verses also today. Now, what does he say? 𝗟𝗘𝗔𝗥𝗡. Why did Rama take his avatar only? To establish dharma. That is first reason. Second reason was what? Establish dharma by killing Ravana and by protecting the innocent. Second reason for Rama's avatar? Why does the Lord take avatar? Apart from protecting dharma, why does he take avatar?
To his devotees.
To give moksha to his devotees. So Rama's work is twofold. One is establishing dharma, that we saw in the first verse. In this verse, the second thing, to help his devotees reach him. Okay, so who is better qualified than Hanuman to help his devotees reach Rama, to help Rama's devotees reach Rama? He is the Guru. For all Hanuman Bhaktas, he is the Guru who takes us to the Lord. It is like between Guru and God, who is more approachable?
Guru.
Guru is the one whom you can keep calling, keep disturbing, keep holding on to firmly till he takes you to the Lord. For the Guru, same way, and he will not go to the Lord till he takes every last Shishya of his to the Lord. That is the nature of the Guru. Guru's nature is whoever is following the path will come with him, and before him they will reach the Lord before he even takes that level of moksha. Because for him, his purpose in life is to bring people to the Lord. Hanuman's purpose in life is to bring people to the Lord. So the purpose of Hanuman was to bring people to the Lord, and who better than Hanuman to do so. So for this we will see two verses from the Mahaviri. Actually it's in Hindi, Avadhi. Most of the commentary is in Hindi only, but he also writes a few verses in Avadhi. Very beautiful verses, because a lot of poetry is there. So I'll just read out and explain the meaning. आते आंजनेय न जो व्याकुल धरा आजा, क्षुदित जनों को भक्ति अमीय पिलात कौन, कौन दर्शाता राम धाम का पवित्र पंथा, राम नाम मंजुमणि दीपक जलात कौन. Did you understand? आते आंजनेय न जो व्याकुल धरा पे कोई, धरा पे आजा. If Anjaneya did not come to this earth, which was ridden with so much of adharma and problems, earth was sad. Vyakula means sad. Who was sad? Earth was sad. Why? She was being troubled by so many asuras, so much adharma. When he came, kshudita janonko, for all these miserable people, amiya bhakti pilata kona. He made us drink the nectar of bhakti. Who? Hanuman. By doing this, he showed us kaun darshata Ramadham ka pavitra pantha. Pavitra pantha, the pure path, to Ramadham, to Rama's place. Who would show but him? He is the one who showed us that path. Okay. Ramanama Manju Mani Deepaka Jalata Kaur. Then Manju Mani Deepaka, beautiful gem-studded lamp. Okay, of what? Rama's name. He lit in our hearts. If he did not do this, who else would do it? Okay. And then he says, कौन सरसात उर भाव सरसीरुह को, राम प्रेम मधुर सुमोदक किलात कौन, राम गुण गायक बनात कौन, गिरिधर को मुझसे पतित को पथ सुमति दिलात कौन. कौन सरसाता उर भाव सरसीरुह को. Sarasata. Anybody knows the meaning of Sarasna in Hindi?
Very nice.
Sarasiruha. Tell me, what does that mean? Sarasiruha is another name for the lotus. Look at the Anuprasa Alankara here. Sarasata Sarasiruha. Sarasiruha, lotus. one who will cause the lotus to bloom. What lotus is blooming here? Of the heart. Because the light of bhakti has been lit by Hanuman, the lotus of our heart will bloom because of Hanuman. Okay, so who is the one who can make the lotus of the heart bloom but him? Okay, Rama Prema Madhura Sumodaka. You know, all of you know Modak. What is Modak? Modak is rice flour outside and jaggery inside. What is the Tatparya? Amritatvam is the Tatparya of the Modaka. Modaka is absolute sweet inside. Outside it is little hard, little less palatable, little less tasty. Why? Just like the world is outside, little less palatable, little less tasty, not so good. But the moment you get into bhakti and the moment you realize the true nature of yourself, it is all like sweet modaka. So sumodaka, the modaka that is given here, madhura modaka of Rama Prema, okay, is given by Hanuman to us. So the outside world is hard like the outer filling of the modak. But Rama Bhakti is the inner sweet filling of the modak which Hanuman gives us. Rama Guna Gayaka Banata Kona 𝗟𝗘𝗺 ko. Always in this entire commentary, Ramanujaracharya refers to himself as 𝗟𝗘𝗺. Okay, so a person like me, he makes me sing the greatness of Rama Guna Bhakti. Rama's Guna and Bhakti. मुझे से पतित को पाठ सुमाति, sorry, मुझे से पतित को पाठ सुमति दिलाता कौन? For me, I have no sense of direction myself. I myself am lost. For such a person like me, who will show the path to Rama but him? Okay, and then he says, आते आंजनेय जुन अमल अवनि पैयाजा वैष्णवों की विजय वैजयंती पहराता कौन? Who will fly the victory flag of Rama, of the Vaishnavas, of the Bhaktas of Rama, but for him if he had not come on earth? कौन लांघ जाता शतयोजन पयोनिधि को? What does that mean? लांघ जाता. Who will cross over the ocean but him? मैथिली का विराहत वानल बुझात कौन? Who will extinguish the fire of the agony which Maithili, Sita Devi, went through on separation from Rama? राजीव नयन के नयन नीर से नहात कौन? Who will make Rama Rajiva Nayana, the one with the lotus eyes, who will make him shed tears out of love for his bhakta but him? Can you and me make Rama shed tears? He can only look at us and say, oh God, this person has to learn. But with Hanuman, the moment he sees Hanuman's deeds, tears of happiness will roll through Rama's eyes only. Only a bhakta like him can do it. Okay. साधन विहीन दृगहीन मूढ़ गिरिधर को मानस मंदाकिनी में मज्जन करात कौन? For me, who is devoid of all sadhana, who is devoid of vision, who will show the path and who will make me see in my mind the greatness of Rama? Manasa Mandakini. Mandakini refers to the lotus pond or the pond. Okay, Manasa Mandakini, in the pond of the heart. Okay, he immerses me in the bhakti of Lord Rama. Okay, so this is the nature of Hanuman, to immerse us in the bhakti of Rama, and that is why he is very accomplished in doing Rama's work. Okay, so now next two stanzas we will take it together. There is nice full action filled story. Now after the soft, slow bhakti, we will see nice action filled story in the next two lines of. We will learn the next two verses together. Okay, for that reason. What was the last one that we said? Lai Sanjeevan. No, last one was Tune. Lai Sanjeevan Lakhan Jiyaye Shri Raghuveer Harshi Ur Laye. Lai Sanjeevan Lakhan Jiyaye Shri Raghuveer Harshi Ur Laye. Oh, this tune I changed off to the old one. Sorry. Again we need to go back to the old one. संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाए संजीवन लखन जियाए लाए संजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए, रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरत सम भाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरत सम भाई. Okay, again. लाए संजीवन लखन
वीर हर्षि उर लाए,
रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरत सम भाई.
रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भाई.
Okay, so now these two together, we'll chant it again together. Okay. लाए संजीवन लखन जियाए, श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए, रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई, तुम मम प्रिय भरत सम भाई. So now we come to the interesting, very action-filled story of how he got the Sanjeevani mountains, as you would have realized. Okay, Sanjeevani Earth. Lai Sanjeevana Lakhana Jiyaye. Having brought the Sanjeevani Earth, you brought Lakshmana back. I'm showing on my screen. Am I audible? I've tried to update the shloka. I think now it should be coming on your stream. So, Lai Sanjeevana Lakhana Jiyaye, one who brought the Sanjeevani herb to bring Lakshmana back to life. Shri Raghuvira Harashi Urulaye. Shri Raghuvira, pleased with you, embraced you. Shri Raghuvira, pleased, embraced with you, embraced you. Vura refers to the Vakshasthara, the chest. Okay, so he brought you to his chest, he embraced you. Okay, so he embraced you when he was pleased with your work. And then the next two lines, Raghupati कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई. Raghupati, that is Lord Rama, कीन्ही, your work, बहुत बड़ाई, praised your work abundantly. What work? That of bringing the Sanjeevani herb. He praised your work abundantly. And he said, Tuma mama priya Bharata sama bhai. You are like my dear brother Bharata. You are also a brother to me, like my dear brother Bharata. That's what he says. So you are also dear to me, like my dear brother Bharata. So this is the meaning. Now we will see the context and a little bit of the story here. The story is very interesting. So the commentator also really enjoys writing this part of the commentary. So we'll see a couple of these verses also. So all of you know, right, that the Rakshasa army had many weapons at its disposal, right? But the Vanara Sena, did they have weapons? What did they have?
Only spears.
Not even spears. With their bare hands, they used to uproot trees, mountains, go to a great height, they used to jump and throw the mountain and tree with great force and thereby kill the Asuras. They were not scared of any terrifying Asura also. But there was one Asura whom they were terrified of. Who?
Ravan.
No. Nope. Who really troubled them a lot. The villain of the story is again Meghnath. Very good. So Meghnath was Ravana's son. Okay, he had another name. What was the name?
Indrajit.
Correct. Why was he called Indrajit?
Because he conquered
Indra. And the thing about Meghnath, he is not just a warrior, not just a clever warrior, but he was also a great tapasvi, like Ravana. So he amassed a lot of powers, okay, including the ability to use Brahmastra. Remember, he tied Hanuman with the Brahmastra. Okay, so he had many such weapons at his disposal. And one great ability he had, was to become invisible during war. And from wherever he was therefore, he could unleash terrible weapons and kill the Vanaras. And he also had the ability to assume any shape and form. So he would come in the form of some innocuous looking person, not like Indrajit. the Vanara will think it's some normal person and he'll try to kill that person with a mountain or something. And with his magical powers, he could make the weapon bounce back on the Vanara. Okay, and then the Vanara would be terrified. Why is this person attacking me like this? Who is this person? And then they realize it's all magic tricks of Indrajit. He was a great magician. Okay, and now the thing about this story I'll tell you. During the course of the war, Indrajit kept assuming formless Rupa many times in order to attack the Vanara army. Once the battle dragged on till night. You know the rules of war is that you can't fight in the night. By sunset you should stop. But that day Indrajit was on a rampage. So what did he do? He became invisible. And then he went up to the sky and from there he started shooting arrows on all the Vanaras. He unleashed something called the Nagapasha. What is Nagapasha?
Snake.
Snake. Pasha means a rope. Okay, so this Nagapasha was unleashed on Rama and Lakshmana. Now Rama and Lakshmana, should they be bound by Nagapasha? They are after all gods, right? They can easily, and their bodies are not made of flesh and bone like ours. They are avatars. I think in Vishnu Sundam class I mentioned, the body of avatars is different from the body of human beings. Okay, but still Rama never acknowledged that he was an avatar. He always said, I am a man. So, going by the rules of men, and given that Nagapasha is a very powerful weapon obtained by tapasya from Brahma, he respected Brahma. So, he bore to Brahma's weapon and allowed himself to be bound by the Nagapasha. After being bound by the Nagapasha, Indrajit started unleashing many powerful arrows to shoot at the vital points of both Rama and Lakshmana. So, they fell down senseless. When they fell down senseless, the Vanaras went really wild. They tried to attack and then Indrajit kept attacking them. Finally, they realized that they were no match for Indrajit with Rama and Lakshmana fallen on the ground. So, nobody was there to protect them. They got very scared. Some monkeys started running away for safety. Only Sugriva, Hanuman, Angada and Sushena, who was the divine physician, remained there. Jambavan also remained there. The rest of the monkeys started fleeing the place. Vibhishana came to find out what happened. Then he found out that these two were laying senseless. Vibhishana told, don't worry, they will come back to life. Although they appear to be dead, they will come back to life. Okay. They consoled like this. But Indrajit thought he had killed them. So he went back to Ravana's court and told his father, I have killed both Rama and Lakshmana. I have bound them with Nagapasha. After binding them, they can never escape. You know what Nagapasha will do? No, it's not just an ordinary rope. It's a vicious, poisonous serpent. The serpent will bind you and the serpent will keep biting you. So all that poison will keep going in the stream. So will that person be alive? You and me will not be alive. But Rama and Lakshmana are divine bodies. So nothing happened to them. Okay. But they had fallen down senseless. So Indrajit thought he had won. He had killed them. He told his father he had killed them. And then lot of arrows are also shot by him at vital places, including the neck and the stomach and everywhere. So there was no way in which anybody could survive this attack. All the monkeys thought, what is wrong with them? They have fallen down, but still they didn't look like dead beings at all. They looked as if Lakshmi's Kataksha was on their faces. This is how Jambavan describes their faces. Lakshmi is there on their face. How can they be dead is what he says. Wait, they'll get up. So they lay in vigil for him to get up. Meanwhile, Ravana thought he was dead, right? Rama and Lakshmana were dead. So he sends word to Sita in the Ashokavana saying, your husband is finally dead. So you can come and take a look at him for one last time. So she was asked to mount to the Pushpaka Vimana and come with a demoness called 𝗟𝗔𝗪. 𝗟𝗔𝗪 is a demoness who had a dream in the Ashokavana about all kinds of evil omens for the Rakshasas. She had the dream that Rama will win the battle, Sita will rule over the entire earth, and that all the demons in Lanka will be vanquished. So she accompanied Sita and they came to see the scene on the Pushpaka Vimana. This comes in the 𝗟𝗵𝗂𝗺 Ramayana. Okay, this is not from Tulsidas Ramachandra. So they come on the Pushpaka Vimana to see the scene. Sita Devi is sad to see her husband like this. He had single-handedly destroyed over 1,000 asuras at a place called Janasthana. So what is one Indrajit? Right? So she was like, how come it's like a great king who could even win over an ocean drowning in the puddle made by one cow's hoof. In Sanskrit often to compare sizes, we will say ocean, opposite of ocean, puddle in which the cow's hoof is there, no cow. When the cow walks, its hoof makes a print, you know. That print may, if there is some water which is there, that water is so less, right? So which is more, ocean or that cow hoof puddle? Ocean. So you have got defeated by this small thing. How could you? So she was crying. 𝗟𝗃𝗃 consoled her saying, no, I had that dream, right? The dream is still true. I will never speak an untruth. This is definitely, they don't look, the Lakshmi Kataksha is there on their faces. They are not dead at all. Don't worry. But Sita was still very sad. And obviously, anybody will be sad, no? Seeing Rama and Lakshmana fall like this. So she went back to Ashokavana, sad. Then meanwhile, Vibhishana came and said, okay, I will do what I can to protect you from further attack from the Rakshasas. You keep Rama and Lakshmana safe here till they recover. But the poison kept spreading, There was no way in which Rama and Lakshmana could recover. The story you all know is of Lakshmana falling senseless and Sanjeevani being heard, needed. So why is Rama here senseless? Didn't you all think? Did you think? Yes, you should think. In the story that you all hear, it is Lakshmana who falls senseless. Here Rama also has fallen senseless. But one unexpected hero comes to the scene. Meanwhile, Sushena says, there is an herb called the Sanjeevani. It is there in the Dronagiri mountains. Whoever brings it will be able to get back to life. Okay. So, are you sleepy? If you are, wash your face. Okay. So, but because it is not, because Sushena says this, they are thinking, okay, we'll send Hanuman, we'll get them with Sanjeevani. But before that, help comes from an unexpected quarter. Guess where? Question for all of you. Think. 𝗟𝗃𝗃 has gone back with Sita. So whom do you think is protected? Who's going to protect? Who is going to come to the scene, to the rescue? One totally unexpected character in Ramayana. When I read it in Valmiki Ramayana, I was like, okay, so much is there in Valmiki Ramayana which we don't know. I had read this long ago, not as a child, but as a child I read the 𝗟𝗃𝗃 versions and few other 𝗏𝗟𝗚𝗃𝗪 versions I also hadn't seen. But this one was there in the Sanskrit version of the Valmiki Ramayana. Very good. Garuda came. Excellent. Clap for Sutika. Super. So Garuda came. And what did Garuda do? Garuda came and then just looked at the Naga. Okay. Looked at the serpents. What happened to the serpents? Fled away. Disappeared. Jvaraplushta drishtya, we have seen, no? Like that, what is... Sarpanam darpam shamayati 𝗟𝗃𝗃𝗃. That is exactly what Garuda did. Like the 𝗟𝗃𝗃𝗃 that he was, which controls great serpents, he made these serpents melt away. And then so many injuries were there, so many arrows were there. So Garuda tenderly, with his hands, wiped the face of Rama and Lakshmana, and the body of Rama and Lakshmana, the neck and the abdomen which was injured, he wiped. Magically, the arrows fell off and the wounds healed. They were all fine. They woke up and said, wow. Rama said, who are you? Okay, you are such a nice, noble person. When I look at these words in Sanskrit, amazed me. You are such a nice and noble person. When I look at you, I think of my father 𝗟𝗃𝗃 and my forefather Aja. You look to be like that kind of a noble, great personage. Who are you? Please tell me. You have been of great help to me. I can never repay you. Then Garuda laughs at him and says, I am your close comrade. Rama says, when? I have never met you. I am the prince of Ayodhya, in exile right now. How do I know you? And this looks surreal, no? As if it comes in some movie. But actually it comes in Valmiki Ramayana. And then Garuda says, don't ask me anymore. But when I knew that you were in need, I immediately came to you. So this is the story of how both Rama and Lakshmana got cured of the Nagapasha. So little bit of overconfidence came in the monkey's side. They thought now nothing can harm Rama and Lakshmana. So they started fighting with renewed vigor. Finally, 𝗟𝗃𝗃 got really frustrated. So this was the time he decided to unleash the Brahmastra. Brahmastra bound them. They fell senseless. This time even Garuda is powerless against Brahmastra. What to do? But Brahma, who is the person who gives rise to Brahma? Who is the person who created Brahma? Rama no. Vishnu no. So Rama no. So Rama, who was able to overcome because of his own divinity, he was able to overcome the Brahmastra. Even he woke up. But Lakshmana was senseless. Okay, there was no way in which he could recover from the Brahmastra. At this point, not only were Rama and Lakshmana senseless, but 𝗟𝗃𝗃 had done his black magic. So he had disappeared, he had shot down the Vanaras. Hanuman was injured with one single arrow on his chest. And he was lying as if he was dead. 𝗟𝗵𝗹𝗀 was injured with multiple arrows on his eyes, face, neck, everywhere. So how can a person with so many arrows see? So many of the Vanaras were lying seemingly dead around Rama and Lakshmana. It looked like the Asuras had won the battle. Okay, 𝗟𝗃𝗃 again went back and I have won the battle. Because even the Vanaras are dead. Finally, Vibhishana comes to see who is alive. Let me go and see. Hanuman also wakes up. He pulls the arrow out of his chest and walks around. But 𝗟𝗵𝗹𝗀 is lying there. So Vibhishana goes and asks him, what happened to you? Are you able to see? How are you? Jambavan says, tell me, how is Hanuman? Vibhishana says, Rama and Lakshmana are falling bound by the Brahmastra. They are looking to be dead, but you're still asking about Hanuman. Why are you asking about him? Anybody can answer?
Because if Hanuman is there, he can save
Everybody, exactly. Because Hanuman is the chinna for victory. If Hanuman is there, battle is won. If Hanuman is not there, even if everybody else is alive, the battle is as good as lost. Did I ever say this before in class? Maybe I did, I don't remember. But this is the exact dialogue from 𝗏 Ramayana that Jambavan says. Immediately Vibhishana starts becoming very happy and he says, Hanuman is alive. Hanuman comes, falls at the feet of Jambavan and says, I am there. Tell me what to do. He says, remember Sushena told. Sushena by then had fallen down. Okay, Sushena told there are herbs. Okay, there are 4 herbs actually, not just one. We all know of one. Which one? 𝗟𝗘𝗔𝗥𝗡. Apart from there are 3 more. Anybody knows the name? This I found only in Ramayana, obviously. 𝗓𝗟𝗪𝗃. Okay, 𝗓𝗟𝗪𝗃, 𝗓𝗏𝗪𝗃, 𝗓𝗔𝗪𝗃. These are the 3 herbs. Okay, 𝗓𝗟𝗪𝗃. First is Mrita Sanjeevani. Second, I'll tell you what each one does also. Okay, the first one is 𝗓𝗟𝗪𝗃. Second one is, sorry, Mrita Sanjeevani is the first one. Second one is 𝗓𝗟𝗪𝗃. Third one is 𝗓𝗏𝗪𝗃. 𝗓𝗏𝗪𝗃. Fourth one is 𝗓𝗏𝗪𝗃. 𝗓𝗏𝗪𝗃. Okay, let's see what they do. Mrita Sanjeevani will revive even a dead person and bring him back to life, as we know. 𝗓𝗟𝗪𝗃, what it does is, there are many arrows that were stuck on the face, on the body of Rama, right? 𝗓𝗟𝗪𝗃 will magically eject those arrows from the body and close the wound. So whatever wounds there are, the wounds will be closed by, this is to wake us up, Aishika. Okay, both of us should wake up and say, oh no. Okay, so the 𝗓𝗟𝗪𝗃 ejects all the arrows from the body and closes the wound. And then 𝗓𝗏𝗪𝗃 makes the whole body whole again, fit again. So it removes all the injuries. And if there is a missing limb or a part of a body which has fallen off, it will attach magically. Okay, so it rejoins the missing parts of the body. That is 𝗓𝗏𝗪𝗃. Sandhana itself means joining, that which rejoins. Last is 𝗓𝗏𝗪𝗃. Any guess on what 𝗓𝗏𝗪𝗃 will do? Varna means?
describe.
No, Varnan means describe. Varna means what? Rakta Varna, Pita Varna, Harita Varna, color. 𝗓𝗏𝗪𝗃 restores you back to original color. So if you are looking pale and sick because of fever, you will start looking bright and cheerful and happy again. Okay, that is 𝗓𝗏𝗪𝗃. Imagine, allopathy we've never invented a drug like that. We've invented drugs that will remove fever, but have you ever invented a drug that will make you look healthy and happy again? This drug does that. Okay, so cosmetic medicine at its highest level. 𝗓𝗏𝗪𝗃, which will make you look, normal and restore your natural color. Your natural color. So these 4 medicines Jambavan asked him to bring. Imagine, Jambavan knew more than Sushena also, but he had kept quiet at that time. Now he advised. He said, Sushena told, Sushena will know how to use it. You get these 4 herbs and come. So obviously Hanuman was the one who was dispatched. As we saw before also, 𝗟𝗃𝗃 mountain was the launch pad. He kept 1 foot on the 𝗟𝗃𝗃 mountain, grew to a gigantic size, and the way he flies is described in 𝗏 Ramayana very beautifully. Okay, it's like he becomes like an aeroplane. How does an aeroplane work? Aeroplane is suited for aerodynamics, right? Thin, narrow, long. Ears are pointed back like those airplane wings, like that. Ears are pointed back, and the tail. How was the tail held? Aloft, like little height, curled up, and then straight, like a plane. Okay, and how was his mouth? So focused on the task that the mouth was wide open. He looked like a volcano. There's a underwater volcano which is called 𝗏𝗏. He looked like the 𝗏𝗏 Agni. Okay, so that kind of a face he had, terrific face that he had. In order to make himself more aerodynamic, he even bent his back, curved his body, made himself look like an aeroplane, and he flies. This description is not there in the 𝗏 Ramayana when he crosses the ocean. It is there when he flies to Himalayas, probably because the distance is a lot longer, right? So then when he went to the Himalayas, he had to go near Kailasa Parvata. There are 2 mountains called the Dronagiri and the Chandragiri. In between these 2 mountains is another hill, which is a magical hill. In this hill or other mountain, all the herbs will not allow themselves to be taken by just about anybody. They have a will. They're magical, no? So they won't come to you if you just try to pluck. They will hide themselves. They will change color. So they tried all their tricks on Hanuman. So Hanuman got really frustrated. He said, you are trying your tricks on me, I will take the whole mountain and go. So he took the whole mountain and went, said Sushena will handle it. So he carried the mountain aloft and went back. So the story of how he met Kalanemi, which comes in 𝗏𝗪𝗧 does not come in this version of the 𝗏𝗪𝗃 Ramayana. Here he picks up the mountain whole, takes it back. Okay, and then Sushena, immediately the effect of the mountain coming back, you know what happened? When the mountain came back, immediately the smell of the herbs, they themselves cured Rama and Lakshmana. They started waking up and they started getting revived. And all the fallen, this is not told in any of the popular versions that we read, but it's there in the original Ramayana. All the monkey warriors who had fallen dead and injured because of the battle, everyone got revived because of the Sanjeevani, not just Lakshmana. Okay, and you know what Rama did? Guess. Well, do you think he would have been happy just reviving the monkey warriors? He wanted to revive all the Rakshasa warriors. He said, get me all the Rakshasa warriors, let's revive them also. Luckily, he was not allowed to practice dharma to this extent. You know why? Because Ravana ne apne aap kulhadi mar diya. What did he do? He said, throw all the dead Rakshasas into the ocean so that nobody will know our death count. He didn't want people to know. So there was no way in which they were able to take the dead Rakshasas out in order to revive them. Otherwise, if Rama had his way, even all the dead Rakshasas would have been revived and the battle would have started from day one again. Now, the Vanara Sena had an advantage because all their Sena which had fallen down dead and injured were all revived. And this was how and because he did this, Rama got very thrilled. And he said, I am very happy with you, you are equal to my brother. So this is the purport of the shloka. Okay, we've extended time also. We'll close with this. Next class we will see the Sahasa Vadanatu Mahaveshakavai part. Okay, so we'll close with Om 3 times. Please ask.
Why you told no Lakshmana got hurt? Why did Rama also
get hurt? Brahmastra. Both astras, because he believed to be bound by the rules of dharma. He said, if somebody is shooting an arrow or an astra against me, which is by a high power, I am a manava, he is Brahma. Brahma's thing, I should submit myself. If I have a counter weapon, every other astra has a counter weapon. If I have a counter weapon, I can use. Brahmastra has no counter weapon, so I have to submit. Although he never called himself God, he never thought of himself as God. So he behaved like man. There is one more sloka in Ramayana only which comes, which says that 𝗟𝗘𝗔𝗥𝗡 started shooting arrows, from when he was invisible. When arrows come, you hear the sound. So immediately you can know the source and you can shoot. And Rama and Lakshmana were powerful warriors. They will know the sound of every arrow. Why did they not shoot back? This question you will ask. No, there is something called 𝗟𝗵𝗂𝗏, which tells you that it is adharma to shoot based on sound. Because you could injure somebody, like how Dasharatha killed Shravana, like that, you can injure somebody wrongly if you shoot by sound. So you should never do it. So although in this context you would have been perfectly excused if you had shot the arrows back at 𝗟𝗘𝗔𝗥𝗡, he would at least not have been killed, not have been felled, right, by 𝗟𝗔𝗥𝗡. He still did not allow himself to shoot arrows back, both of them, both Rama and Lakshmana. That is the degree to which they followed and upheld. Okay, here we even say lying for our own convenience is okay, doing whatever we have to for our own convenience and for getting work done is okay, whereas Rama would never think like that. Okay, so nice questions. Thank you. Any other question was there?
Second question, why he wanted to revive all the Rakshasas?
Okay. Padmaji's question, in case it is not audible, is why did he want to revive all the Rakshasas? What do you think?
Because he wants to be kind. He's kind-hearted.
He is personification of dharma. Ramo vigrahavan dharmaha. So for him, if something good is happening to his people, there is no distinction between his people and their people. He is not like Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra will say, Dharmakshetre, Kurukshetre, Samaveta, Yutsavaha, Mamakaha, Pandavas. So he will consider Kauravas to be his own, although Pandavas are just his brother's children. He is not like that. Rama is not Dhritarashtra level. Rama is God. So for him, there is no, all are equal. So even Rakshasas who were fighting against him, he was okay with reviving. Okay, but then there is no mention in any shloka that Rama was very sad that he couldn't revive or anything like that. At least to that extent he didn't go. But the very fact that he thought of it and then the fact that it could not be done because Ravana had sealed his own army's fate is also mentioned there in the Ramayana. Sabka hua. The entire clan came like that only for getting mukti at the hands of the Lord. Even Ravana's purpose in life was to get mukti at the hands of the Lord. Jaya and Vijaya, when they got the shapa, they were like, why should we? Anyway, once we take a human form, we have to be killed. So why should we be killed by anyone but you? So you should kill us. So they dragged Vishnu down to do the job. Right? Okay. So we'll close the session with Om 3 times. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu. Dhanyavadah. I don't think there are any other questions in the chat window, so I'm closing the session. Dhanyavadah. Today we saw 3